And now we are very excited to interview David Lynch, who generously returning again for this global gathering for India. So I can't wait to meet David again. And yeah, he lives in Los Angeles. And I don't think we need much introduction, but let's see. Let's bring David. Hi, David.
Kyoto.
Namaste. How are you? How are you? Can you
Very
hear
good,
me?
thank you. How are you doing?
Good. I can't believe it's been a year already.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you look very good.
So do you.
Thank you. You know, I'd like to just share with audience a little bit, you know, of course, everybody knows about you, but I have a few questions following up my introduction part, but you studied Transcendental Meditation, like you shared last year, and a lot of people know about it, in 1973. And in 2005, you started the David Lynch Foundation for consciousness-based education and world peace to ensure that every child anywhere in the world who wanted to learn to meditate could do so. So now the foundation is actively teaching transcendental meditation to adults and children in countries, many, all over the world, right?
Yes.
That's a wonderful work. Do you feel like the need has increased during the pandemic for the meditation?
There's a need for us human beings to visit the transcendent, the self, this treasury that we have within. It's the key to a great life. Every human being has within themselves, this treasury, ocean of pure consciousness, the home of total knowledge, the home of all the laws of nature. It's within, right there within us. We need a technique to take ourselves there to it. And once we transcend, that's the key word. Once we transcend and truly experience this field, we start infusing it and we start growing in that. We start expanding whatever consciousness we had to begin with. And those all positive qualities of consciousness, which are intelligence, creativity, happiness, love, energy, power, and peace. And the side effect of expanding consciousness and these all positive qualities is negativity starts to recede automatically without trying. Stress starts to go, anxieties, tension, depression, sorrow, hate, bitter, selfish anger, need for revenge, fear, all this stuff starts lifting away. It cannot live in the light of this growing consciousness, expansion of consciousness, and those all positive qualities. So it stands to reason, common sense will tell us, very good to transcend every day and grow in that and walk away from suffering and enjoy life.
Well, yeah, that's so powerful. And I have a few questions about that because today, you know, if you watch TV or news, there is so much chaos, so much division and war on top of the pandemic. So when we are bombarded with this negative information, how can you become so like a transcend that?
Okay, that's a very good question. And the beautiful, answer is you learn this technique. And what happens is you have a technique. It's like being given a transcendental meditation is like being given a little golden key that unlocks the door to the treasury within. Once you go there and unlock the door and experience that treasury and start to grow in that, it really doesn't matter what's going on in the world. All the stresses can be there, all the negativity, but it won't hit you so hard. And the more you transcend, the more you keep meditating, over time, less and less and less will the negativity, affect you. And you just get so happy. And they say that the happiness becomes like a flak jacket. Bullets can't penetrate a flak jacket. Negativity can't, penetrate this flak jacket of happiness. It's really amazing. So you can be experiencing a world of suffering, and you yourself can have problems, but the effect of them is less and less the more you transcend and the more you grow in that consciousness.
And so over so many years of practicing this meditation, are there any like specific episode that you really confirmed this is working for you?
Well, the thing is that, and there's another thing about it. Each time you meditate, and each day you've been meditating, it just seems normal. It seems like it's almost like you can't remember. You used to have a headache, and now you don't have a headache. It's hard to remember the pain of the headache. You see what I mean? It's just normal to feel good. And so I realized my personal experience has been before I started meditating, I was creative, but I didn't have self-assuredness so much. And I had a melancholy, not a depression really, but a melancholy. And I had lots and lots of worries and anxieties. And I had an inner anger, which I took out on my first wife. So I start meditating, and within 2 weeks, my first wife, she comes to me and she says, "What's going on?" And I say, I've told this story many, many times. She said, "What's going on?" And I said, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" She said, "This anger, where did it go?" I stopped giving her trouble. I didn't even try to stop. I got happier inside. When we human beings are truly happy, we don't feel like killing other human beings. We don't feel like treating them badly. In fact, the happier we are and the more love we have inside, the more we want to help everybody and be nice and helpful and make sure everybody's enjoying life. It's a beautiful age-old story.
Yeah.
When you're suffering, you're in a bad mood, and you end up taking it out on those people near you. When you're happy and in love, it doesn't matter what's going on. You are, they can't, it's not, nobody's going to rain on your parade when you're happy. It's sunshine inside.
So you feel that every day, the sunshine?
More and more. Still, until we are fully enlightened, we're going to have fears. We're going to have, dips, and I always say this, the events of our life may stay the same, but how we go through them will certainly improve if we're transcending every day, if we're visiting that treasury every day, if we're infusing that and growing in that. So you could have lots of problems in life, but they're not going to hit you as hard if you're bringing in that treasury. It's just not going to happen. And you will enjoy the highs much more, and the lows won't hurt you as bad.
And that's why you don't stop meditating for the last, how many years that? Like
on July 1st, it will be 49 years.
Wow.
Yeah, not 50 yet, 49.
Wow. And you know exactly what time, July 1st in 1973.
In the morning. Yeah, 10:30 or 11.
That's amazing. I forgot to ask you last year, but it sounds like it's your birthday that you remember exactly.
In a way, it's like that, because you got put on the path, and it's a different thing. One of the analogies I've heard is, before you might be, if you picture a river, before you might have been on the edge of the river and sort of going along, sometimes even twirling and going backwards, and maybe floating a little bit, going a little bit forward, but not very fast. You start getting on the path of transcendental meditation. It's like going on a superhighway. It's like being moved from the edge of the river to the fastest current in the center of the river. You go fast because you have access to the treasury. It's not a concentration form of meditation that can keep you on the surface. Contemplation, it's nice. If you want to do it, fine. It keeps you on the surface. This form of meditation is unique. It turns the awareness within and you start to dive. Easy and effortless. They say, no, it can't be real. It can't be a real meditation if it's not hard work. No, because the mantra turns the awareness within and you'll naturally and easily dive because each deeper level of mind, each deeper level of intellect has more happiness, more charm. It pulls you like a magnet. And at the border of intellect and the treasury, you'll transcend. Ooh, you go into that treasury. And you may only spend in there a second, a millisecond, or a long time, but when you experience it, you infuse some. And you'll come out, but that ball of consciousness has now gotten a little bit bigger. And then the more you meditate, the bigger it gets. And you're making the subconscious conscious. And enlightenment means it's all conscious, infinite consciousness you have in your home free.
That's, the way how you describe it is so powerful. And, you talk about sunlight and the light of the self. Could you, and how sun can remove the darkness?
Yes.
We talk about the light of ourselves. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. They say, Maharishi has said, negativity is just like darkness. And you say, oh, okay. What is darkness really? Darkness isn't really anything. It's the absence of something. It's the absence of light. So you say, okay, what is the thing that will remove negativity like sunlight removes darkness? And the answer is the light of the self, the light of the ocean of consciousness. That alone is, they say in the Vedic world, they say consciousness alone is. Mm-hmm. It's all consciousness. Kayoko, it's all consciousness. Mm-hmm. We are that. We just don't remember it. We don't know it. We can unfold the knowledge of that. So the more you transcend and bring that in, the more light you have. And when you have more light, you can dispel more darkness. Mm-hmm. And it happens automatically. The sun doesn't have to try to remove darkness. Mm-hmm. It just comes up above the horizon each morning and darkness flees automatically. Mm-hmm. So the light of the transcendent, the light of the treasury, the light of the ocean of pure consciousness, the light of the self, it's all the same. The light of the self removes negativity the same way sunlight removes darkness. Hmm.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I also understand that you love Los Angeles because of the light, right? Does it?
Yes, I like the light in LA, yes. Now, because of global warming, the light is a little tiny bit less friendly. Mm. It's kind of an angrier light in a way, it's just too hot. The light is a little too hot and it can burn you. Well, there was a day a couple of years ago, and I give a weather report in the morning.
Yes.
So I looked at the weather for the next week and I see, wait a minute, Wednesday, well, let's say Monday and Tuesday in the 70s or maybe 80. Wednesday, I see 115. I said, what? That must be a mistake. No, it wasn't. When Wednesday came, it went up to 115. And I went out and experienced this heat and this light, and it was not friendly. And we don't want it. We want a world at peace, and we want a world that is Mother Nature is happy. We want this world and all the little rocks and fruit trees and animals and the human beings to live in an environment that's just beautiful for living. And it's just so possible if everybody would, get this, support the peace creating groups in India. Number one, the peace creating groups, find out where you can help support peace creating groups. They're doing yagyas and graha shanti for, peace. Vedic technologies for peace, and support those, and keep up with whatever practice you like, but add transcendental meditation to it, and meditate twice a day and enjoy life, and you'll become brighter. And I always say human beings are like light bulbs. We enjoy that growing light inside and we radiate it out. We affect our environment and those people around us. If we are filled with negativity, nobody likes being around a person filled with anger or, whatever, negative. But the reverse is true too. Someone filled with happiness and love, people like them, and they like to pal around with them and be with them. And the whole world can be that way. We can have peace. It's entirely possible. The secret is enlivening that field within. Maharishi brought techniques for the individual to experience that and grow in that, and techniques so that it could raise collective consciousness. Whether people meditate or not, you can do it as a group so powerfully that all people start to feel that, to feel a little bit happier, feel more love, feel more energy and creativity and intelligence. And they start enjoying life more, and they don't want to kill anybody. They don't want to blow anybody's head off. They don't want to shoot anybody. They don't want to hurt anyone. They want to get along.
Yeah, that's such a timely message, especially now. Last year when I was listening to you, I thought that was very timely because of the pandemic. And then now there's war, which we didn't expect to add to the pandemic, right?
No, we didn't. There's always been some wars somewhere.
That's true.
And some are in the news more, and some get forgotten.
That's true.
We want to get rid of all war. And peace is not, I always say peace is not just the absence of war. Peace is the absence of all negativity. So anything that's negative will disturb real peace. So it's possible to have real peace on this beautiful planet Earth, and that means no negativity. All it means is we need to raise that beautiful field up so it can be enjoyed. And another thing, all diversity will be appreciated in the light of this peace, in the light of unity. All diversity is appreciated. So people start really getting along, no matter what color of skin, what religion, what walk of life, doesn't matter. We're all a bunch of great human beings. Started getting along with one another.
Yeah, that's a very important message. And, you mentioned that you do the weather forecast every day. Does that something to do with your spiritual activities or no?
Not a thing.
Oh.
Way back when, I don't know why I started doing it. I started just giving the weather report because I had a davidlynch.com, it had a website, and it's hard to keep them up. You keep doing material for it. But I figured if I just gave the weather, it would be okay. People could tune in and see what the weather's like in Los Angeles. So that's what started it. And now I do the weather, and I sometimes recommend a song. And it goes like that.
Yeah, interesting. I thought maybe you were so fascinated about light. So that's why I thought you were doing weather forecast to see what kind of light you get every day.
Well, I'm fascinated by the light for
Yeah.
sure. That's not the reason I do it.
Okay. So if audience has some questions, there is one question somebody's asking that, do you do any physical like yoga practice and things like that?
No. I used to do my asanas, but and pranayama. I just meditate regularly, so I should do more, exercising, but I'm just not, not there right now.
You're too busy, probably.
Maybe so.
And one other question is, what do you do? So you do daily meditation, right?
Yes.
What do you do right afterwards? You finish and you make art, or what do you?
Yes, right now I'm doing paintings and sculpture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So meditation helps that work?
Okay. Meditation helps life. Transcending, they say, is a holistic experience. So that means all avenues of life will get better when you transcend every day. So, and this treasury within, one of the qualities, remember I said, is creativity. Again, common sense would tell you it would be a benefit to your creativity to experience unbounded creativity within every day. It would be a very good thing to experience unbounded intelligence and bring some of that in every day. Unbounded love, universal love, bring that in every day. Happiness, bliss, bring that, some of that in. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to make life great. It's all there within. Get this technique that opens the door to that and enjoy life.
That's so powerful. And I'm sure everybody who's listening in from around the world would love to start TM. So they, they will understand what you're talking about. But in general, like, do you talk to like children or your family or friends? Do you talk about this topic all the time about how transcendental meditation?
When people ask me, sometimes I talk about it, but I just kind of go about my business. And but I do lately, as everybody in the world sees a need at this time for peace, to change, like you said, this divided world, a world filled with strange things that we never thought we'd see.
Yeah.
And so much negativity. It's getting to be very, very necessary to turn this thing around and end the suffering and this strange behavior and this division, and get unity, get peace, get happiness, and say goodbye to this ridiculous behavior that's going on, that's hurting us so bad. And it doesn't matter what's driving it, whether it's greed or whatever. It's time to reverse it. Everybody's a winner in peace. There's no losers. Everybody's a winner. Let's get it. It just takes the peace creating groups, powerful.
Yeah.
Bring this treasury up so everybody can enjoy it. And it can happen. It's got to be a group. The size is the square root of 1% of the population. So for the world, they say now it looks like maybe 10,000 minimum Vedic pundits or peace creating experts going on a permanent basis. That would do it. That's the minimum. More would be merrier, more would be better. But support these groups and let's get life really great here on the earth.
Yes, thank you. There's one more question. Can people create their own mantra to do the transcendental meditation?
No, you can't get it from a book. You got to get it from a legitimate teacher. It's a certain teaching, and you need a legitimate teacher of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's Transcendental Meditation. That mantra you're given is so special, and it has to be life supporting on every deeper level. It's not something, so they give you the mantra and they teach you how to use it. And it's so precious. Get a legitimate teacher, learn the real thing. Don't settle for anything other than the real thing. You know, if you want something that really, truly works, this is an ancient teaching. Maharishi didn't make it up. It's an ancient teaching. He revived it for this time. So take advantage of this and get it.
Yeah, thank you, David. It's almost time, but listening to your talk today, I thought it was very interesting. You mentioned that our sun or our light is too hot right now, right? And you talked about our light of ourselves. Maybe, you know, our inner self light is getting too hot also, like it's in a, like, that's why there is so much conflict. And
no. The inner light is totally beneficial. It never will get too hot. It's the perfect amount of heat, the perfect amount of light, the perfect amount of happiness. The inner light is so friendly to us, and it's so filled with love for us. And it's the thing that will bring balance and coherence back to us and the world. You know, it's not like the global warming light of our sun that's getting hot. It's 100% beneficial. Not to worry about that.
Okay. We just have to keep meditating, though. We have to keep at the practice.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And I know you have your regular meditation coming up soon, right?
Yes.
Daily. So thank you so much, David, for coming here today. And please know that your presence really helps our organization to help women and children in India. So I really appreciate your support to be here.
The big brother country to the world.
Yeah.
India, and this beautiful country of India, and the spiritual practices that have been kept alive through the years, through the centuries, through the eons. They say the long corridor of time. This is what will save the world. So all the best to all those in India on your site. And I wish everybody the very, very, very best. And let's work together to get peace in this world.
Yes, we are on it. Definitely. Thank you so much, David.
Okay, Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.
Please take care. I hope to see you again soon.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you.